Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great.
What do you want to say, sir, about the signal chat controversy?
You know, what a big surprise that a few leakers get fired and suddenly a bunch of hit pieces come out from the same media that peddled the Russia hoax. Won't get back their Pulitzers. They got Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. And on hoaxes, time and time and time again. And as they peddle those lies, no one ever calls them on it. See, this is what the media does. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people and ruin their reputations. Not going to work with me, because we're changing the Defense Department, putting the Pentagon back in the hands of warfighters, and anonymous smears from disgruntled former employees on old news doesn't matter. So I'm happy to be here at the Easter egg roll with my dad and my kids, because, you know, this is what we're doing it for. These kids right here. This is why we're fighting the fake news media. This is why we're fighting slash and burn Democrats. This is why we're fighting hoaxsters. Hoaxsters. This group, no, this group right here, full of hoaxsters that peddle anonymous sources from leakers with axes to grind, and then you put it all together as if it's some news story. And when we know it, we know exactly what it is. So I'm really proud of what we're doing for the president, fighting hard across the board, and I'm going to go roll some Easter eggs with my kids. Thank you very much. Have spoken to the president, and we are going to continue fighting on the same page all the way.
The president stands strongly behind Secretary Hegseth, who is doing a phenomenal job leading the Pentagon. And this is what happens when the entire Pentagon is working against you and working against the monumental change that you are trying to implement. Secretary Hegseth was nominated for this position because he is standing up for the war fighter, the men and women in uniform who are putting their lives on the line to protect our country and our homeland. And unfortunately, there have been people at that building who don't like the change the secretary is trying to bring, so they are leaking and they are lying to the mainstream media. We've seen this game played before. The secretary is doing a tremendous job, and the president stands strongly behind him.
Swing that thing to the left. Swing that thing to the right. Swing that thing to the left. Come on, Patriots, y'all go on dance with me. Swing that thing to the left. Swing that thing to the right. Swing. And put some WD-40 on it. Put some WD-40 on it. Take a little sip of it. You know what I'm saying? Put a little WD-40. Put a little WD-40. I'm just saying now. The enemy of the people. Democrats, liberals, the fake news media, the propaganda, the fear-mongering, the bias, the lies, the misinformation. It just doesn't stop. But there goes y'all breaking news. The Pete Hegseth resignation announcement. He's supposed to be getting fired. He's supposed to be resigning. There you go. You just can't make this up, man. I just can't make. You know, you just can't make this up, family. You know, look, we told y'all, we warned y'all that this was gonna happen, and that it's not gonna stop with this administration, man. Or what they have against this administration, the hatred, the lies, the inside jobs, shams, the witch hunts, the fake news. It's never going to stop, man. You know, as things are rising and soaring right now with our military, I mean, I can't wait to get into today's video. We're not going to make this a long video. I promise you guys, man. But it's not going to stop, man. It is not going to stop with these Democrats, liberals, these activists. You know, these people are rooting against America. They don't care what Trump does. They hate his cabinet. They hate his picks. No matter if anybody does anything good, no matter if the best things are happening, no matter if inflation is coming down or if this is coming down or if military recruitment's up or anything, they don't care. They don't want to report on what's actually going on. They don't want to report on anything good that the administration has going for America. So just be ready for all this. I told you guys this in, before Trump was inaugurated, but we are rooting for America. We are rooting for President Trump. We send our prayers to this administration. I send my prayers and love to you guys, man. We're living in some dark times, some sick, disgusting, disgraceful, wicked scam times, and you scroll through the internet and they're calling Pete Hegseth. He's been drinking. He needs to breathe in a walkie-talkie. They say, sir, breathe in this walkie-talkie. He's been drinking on the job. They got Jack Daniel pictures at the podium and all kind of stuff. Look at these photos that are going viral on the internet. And it says, hey, Pete Hegseth, we're ready when you are. People making this out of a joke, but it says also Pete Hegseth had a signal chat with his wife. Meanwhile, the Democrats had Jill Biden. Yeah. Meanwhile, Democrats. Jill Biden. And then also for those clutching their pearls, alleging that Pete Hegseth has a drinking problem, I present the recently defeated Democrat candidate for president.
And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you. I just have to.
Imagine if that was the 47th president. What would we be right now? I want y'all to take a huge shot in the comment section. Give me a prediction. I need some funny. I know them patrons gonna keep it real. That's why I'm asking for. I love reading the comment section. I love reading the hate comments. I love the people that come on here and keep it real. I love the people that don't sugarcoat it. The people that call it for what it is. And I even love some of the comments of people that have no idea what the hell they're talking about. So please comment down below, man. What would you think of this? If what would we be right now if this was the 47th president of the United States? After that drunk, blew through billions of dollars past campaign this past election. People twerking at presidential rallies, celebrities busing in people, paying people. A disgrace, man. Didn't know what she was talking about. Couldn't tell us anything on the economy. The border. They said she was the border czar. She didn't even know she was the border czar. Oof. Yeah, we didn't know who the hell was running the country for the last 4 years. And they said, what would you have done different? She says, nothing. I would have done nothing different than Joe Biden. So we talk about drunk. We talk about people drinking. They talk about Pete Hegseth is drunk on the job. Yeah. All you see is them posting his tattoos everywhere. It doesn't stop with, these narratives again. And this was Trump's response on, I believe on Pete Hegseth a couple hours ago as well with the Easter event.
I hear they're doing that whole thing again. Here we go again. Just a waste of time. He is doing a great job.
Why do you still have confidence?
Because he's doing a great job. Thanks, sir.
President Trump stands behind Pete Hegseth. And again, when this happened the first time, he says we do not fire anybody, get rid of anybody through the fake news and witch hunts. That's what President Trump says. Fake news and witch hunts.
Ask the Houthis how he's doing. Ask the Houthis how much dysfunction there's none. Pete's doing a great job. Everybody's happy with him. We have the highest recruitment numbers I think they've had in 28 years. No, he's doing a great job. It's just fake news. They just bring up stories. I guess it sounds like disgruntled employees. He was put there to get rid of a lot of bad people, and that's what he's doing. So you don't always have friends when you do that.
You don't always have friends when you do that. When you do the right thing, they say, huh? You don't always have friends. When it gets real. when you start calling out the corruption, you don't always have friends. When you start calling out the corruption, getting rid of the corruption, removing things that don't work, removing things that are failing, you don't always have friends. Boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. There it is, y'all. And this is the fake news right here. Look. Fake news. Look at MSNBC. Look right here. Jen Psaki, look.
I can tell you that when you're working in government and Bob Woodward's number pops up on your phone, which has happened to me, your heart rate picks up a little bit, no matter what administration you're in. And he's going to be here at the table in just a few minutes. But first, I want to show you something he said the last time we spoke, because it was right after the election, just a few weeks after. And one of the things we talked about was the glaring incompetence of the people Donald Trump was picking for his cabinet. People like Pete Hegseth.
I have known over the reporting time I've had for 5 decades, 16 secretaries of defense, going back even before I was reporter Robert McNamara. And they have to know management. They have to know what the responsibility is. They have to know where the levers of power are.
Oh, bake us a freaking pie. Bake us a cake, sir. Lord have mercy.
With a reputation for going years without washing his hands, which, by the way, is his admission, just to make it.
He hadn't washed his hands in 10 years. Look at the fake. Let's look at the fake news, y'all. Look at how they report on things. Look at how they twisting. Look at where they take this. And this is why the ratings are not where they need to be with MSNBCs and the CNNs, the ABCs. This is why. Look. And I told y'all, be ready for all this. The fake news media, the enemy of the people. The enemy of the people. And this is, it's not going to stop. This is going to continue to happen. So y'all be ready.
To the ground financially. And of course, there were the allegations about his abuse of women.
You see? And then they go back to they go back to this. They go back to this. They go back to these shams. They go back to the, just like they go back to, oh, Trump's a convicted felon and still can't tell us what the crime is. Oh, Trump's this. Oh, he's this. Oh, dictator on day one. When day one was years ago. I'm telling you, man. There should be a lawsuit for this right here. Pete Hegseth, y'all need to be on. They need to be on this, man. I'm telling you, it needs to be lawsuits flying everywhere. And they ought to shut MSNBC down. They should have lost their license long time ago. But look at these. Look. But anyways, I wanted to report on I think who posted it? I think Benny posted it. Let me see. I believe Benny posted it. Let me go down. Let's see. Where is it at? Oh man, it's so good to have a press secretary that doesn't have a big binder. I tell you, boy. Oh man, so much is going on. People still vandalizing Tesla dealerships. Pathetic climate activists are vandalizing a Tesla showroom in Manhattan. Oh man, people are just so pathetic, man. And I hope they get walked out with their hands behind their back, man. Put some WD-40 on them handcuffs, man. But military recruitment is through the roof. This is what happened when you have strong leadership. This is the clip I wanted to show right here.
The Army, Air Force, and Marines, you are up 108% in November, 119% in February, 108% after the election, 105% with the Navy. With the Marines, up 112% and 100%. They are through the roof. The U.S. Air Force, 100% of its goal. Same thing in February. And Space Force is also booming over 100%. I think the warfighters are happy to have a warfighter up top. Mr. Secretary, with all this controversy, everything swirling around, have you ever doubted your decision to take this job?
Oh, not for a minute. I didn't hesitate when the president asked me, and I haven't hesitated for a moment, because those numbers are a reflection of why we're here. We call it the Trump bump internally. The reality is when warfighting and lethality is brought back, and it's serious, that what we're doing here is serious about getting after soldiering and warfighting, American people want to come back in. They want to sign up. These recruiting numbers don't surprise me. They don't surprise me one bit. They're a reflection of a yearning from the American public, of young people, to be proud of their country, to be proud of their military, to make sure when they serve, they're given everything they need. That's why I've fought for the budget that the Defense Department requires. And the president has said we'll have our first $1 trillion budget, because my kids, my 14-year-old, if he joins, he's going to have a great military. He's going to have peace through strength because of the historic investments of this president. So, no, I haven't blinked, and I won't blink, because this job is too big and too important for the American people, and I'm grateful for every hour.
There it is, report on what's actually happening. But it's all about the false allegations, the narratives, the fake, the negative, the bad. It's all bad. Even if it's good, it's they say no, it's bad. They can't tell the truth. Yeah. Enemy of the people, man. But this is what's actually going on. Again, can't wait to read the comment section. Can't wait to chat it up with you guys. We're not, like I said, not gonna make this a long video, man. But once again, they are dragging this man through the mud. There might be another third chat signal link in the next couple of hours, and we won't be surprised. But here's your here's your resignation announcement, everybody. Here you go. We'll play it one more time, and we'll put it on the big screen so everybody can see it, because I don't think everybody is listening. I don't think people are hearing it or seeing it. But here you go.
This is why we're fighting the fake news media. This is why we're fighting slash and burn Democrats. This is why we're fighting hoaxsters. This group, this group right here, full of hoaxsters that peddle anonymous sources from leakers with access to grind, and then you put it all together as if it's some news story. And when we know it, we know exactly what it is. So I'm really proud of what we're doing for the president, fighting hard across the board. Have spoken to the president, and we are going to continue fighting on the same page all the way. Come on, guys.